Let's get down to the funk. What? What? Not my intro. Today, we're gonna be reacting to a little something different. We're gonna be doing something a little different. I don't want to play no games right now. I've been playing games back to back to back to back to back, and I want to add up a little bit of variety on the channel. So we're gonna do a few reacts. I do want to react to a whole lot of yo-yo content because I love yo-yo content so much, bruh. And then we gonna work on some Stanley too because I've been really banging with SXY, and he's so funny. So holy glaze. Regardless, let's go. This video. I'm gonna pull up the video. Give me a second. Let's get down to the function. It's your boy Edie Productions, and today we got Gohan's best training camp ever. So this is by Sensible Saiyan. I'm gonna link the video down below because we not out here stealing content. Okay, and let's do a little bit of reacting.
Today we're gonna break down my favorite training camp in Dragon Ball, Gohan's best training in the series, no question. Let's talk about the hyperbolic time chamber. So Vegeta and Trunks just finished their own training in the time chamber, and they're on their way to fight Cell. But before they do, Bulma's got fresh new Saiyan fits for everybody to wear. And Gohan is actually really happy to be wearing his old war attire.
First of all, let me say a little something real quick. Trunks in the background looking chopped as I don't know what, but that's how I want my hair, okay? Right now, I'm on my first future Trunks arc right now. Then my hair gonna get long as I don't know what. First of all, imagine you've never met your dad. I know it's no problem for you, but just imagine. Well, I mean, I guess you don't have to. You never met your dad, right? And it's been like 17 years. You finally meet him, and the first time, the first extended period of time you spend with your dad is just y'all fighting for a year straight. Because I know Vegeta didn't give Trunks no breaks at all. Pause.
I don't see any PTSD here.
No, he experienced trauma on Namek that you could never understand.
Bro, there's definitely truth to that, but some of you go way too far with it. Gohan is not what you think he is.
Hey dude, I ain't what you think I am. Baby, we all got secrets. It's okay.
So you are not. You say you are not. What?
His appalled face here. Keep this in mind for the end of the video. Alright, training time. The doors open and immediately Gohan is taken aback. The room is hot, his arms feel heavy, and he's short of breath. Goku asks if he's 100% sure he wants to train here, and though he's worried, he agrees with little hesitation.
And then proceeds to get completely dog walked for the next 6 months.
Now Goku's gonna give him that house tour before showing him why he couldn't even make it 1 month here as a kid. They go outside and they're met with complete and utter nothingness, which I always loved because it's just the perfect representation of zero distractions. We're here for one reason and one reason only.
Scrap.
The gravity is times that of Earth, the air pressure is a quarter as high, and the temperature can fluctuate rapidly. I don't know how Kid Goku made it a week in here. Kami must have dialed down the gravity or something. While he's processing having to spend an entire year in this place, Goku hits him with a bomb. Listen, son, you are going to become a Super Saiyan. And he is shocked, to say the least. He's like, how hard is it going to be? And he tells him it'll be the hardest thing he's ever done. His confidence is waning.
And mind you, the only other person to witness a Super Saiyan besides Frieza, the first Super Saiyan to witness excuse me. The only other person to witness the first Super Saiyan in 1,000 years besides Frieza was Gohan. So he knows everything that led up to that.
There's encouragement from father, bring him back up, which Goku's going to be so good at throughout this entire training, is bringing the best out of his son, not just physically, but mentally too. But here's another mic drop from him. He says that after Gohan transforms, they're going to reach a power higher than a Super Saiyan, and that he wants his son to train hard and become stronger than himself.
Which is crazy, by the way, because oh sorry, you guys are kind of in my armpit right now. My bad. Oh, should I just put it back? I'm gonna put it back, guys. That's better. That's oh. There we go. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw. I got a link at the Walgreens. Walgreens has got the best plushies. It's just it's a crazy find. As I was saying, it's crazy the fact that not only is Gohan having to like learn how to become a Super Saiyan, which he thinks is impossible because how the first time he saw a Super Saiyan was when Krillin died. Now he has to find something higher. That's like trying to find a new color.
Some word before he tells him he's an even stricter teacher than Piccolo, which, bro, no. The first training clip we see is Gohan trying to transform to no avail. He's trying to just brute force his way to it by increasing his power level, but it doesn't work like that. The power comes in response to a need, not a desire. Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, they all had that need, they all had that desperation, that breaking point. Goku tells him to use the pain of loss, and since Gohan hasn't seen Cell and isn't in a situation where the catalyst can happen organically, he's gonna try and relive the Frieza nightmare, seeing his friends brutalized, killed.
Wait a minute.
He's gonna try and relive the Frieza nightmare.
Why does Dende have a Gorilla Glue right here?
Brutalized, killed. Fear of his father dying during Namek's explosion, and it nearly sends him over the edge. He starts transforming for 2 seconds before losing it and dropping to his knees. Nope, doesn't work like that. Nobody's denying he's got pain, but it's not enough to just remember old nightmares.
Or when Piccolo actually died.
Presence. He wants another crack at it, but his father urges him to rest. Even in his dreams, he's going through it, and just when he feels like he's reached that breaking point, he jumps out of bed. It felt so real to him. He goes to look for his dad, who's in the middle of a blizzard doing his own training. Gohan's looking at him in awe while he's in Super Saiyan, and he tells him about how vivid the dream was of him transforming. He begs him to let him train some more, like he's done resting. He wants this bad, so they continue. Next thing we see, presumably after this training session, is them taking a bath together. And this is a direct homage to OG Dragon Ball. You know, the classic scene where Goku, Krillin, and Roshi are lying on the hammocks taking a nap? Because Gohan's saying how he feels guilty about them taking this relaxing bath while they could be training.
Let me just say something. This is crazy pause right here. But I want that Gohan physique for real. That's why I go to the gym. Gohan is like 11. Excuse me. He's like 11 right here, right? Dude he's as jacked as Goku, Vegeta, Trunks. Trunks got some crazy shoulders. Actually, I lied. I want that Trunks physique. Trunks. Pause. Trunks got it going on. Super mega pause.
Who says that rest is just as important as training, sometimes even more important. This is a mirror conversation between Goku and Roshi during Dragon Ball's first ever training camp. It's really cool seeing Goku pass down this simple but so badly neglected training principle. He even tells him no more wasting energy on feeling guilty. And this is such a bar because how often do we kill, even in our own lives, what's supposed to be our rest by worrying about this or worrying about that, or bro, you ain't resting. When you train, train. When you rest, rest. It's about being in the moment, not somewhere else.
Oh, there we go.
Time passes and we see Goku's carrying badly fatigued Gohan back from a grueling training session. He wakes up kicking and screaming, and he feels guilty that he's slowing down his dad's training. But of course, Goku gives him some more reassurance and boosts him up. Gohan is a boy in a man's world. He knows his son needs that guidance and confidence boost.
And people say that Goku's a horrible dad.
He's like, no worries, let's just pick this back up tomorrow. The two Saiyans are in a heated sparring session, and Gohan is getting overwhelmed. He asks his dad to stop, which Goku does immediately, and wants to call it for the day. But this sets him off, and he keeps going.
And people say that Goku is a bad dad. They literally spent a year training together, and like, even this shows that he cares so much about his son. Sure, he died a few times. He's doing a whole lot of fighting. But really, it's not that bad.
Where was all the talk of, I'm a stricter teacher than Piccolo? That's BS. You've been going way too easy on me because I'm your son. He's begging him to fight back. Take that knee to the stomach. But it's not good enough. They continue, and you can tell Goku's got the kid gloves on heavy still. At this point,
Why does
Gohan is
he
just
keep
begging
logging
him to
him?
fight him seriously.
Like,
He
why
says
is-
you have to give it all you have, even if it kills me. It's all or nothing, or else I'm never gonna become a Super Saiyan. No response from Goku at all, just locks in and powers up. He's thinking, man, I hope he's ready for this. Before firing off a Kamehameha at his own son. Gohan's trying to bounce it back, and as he's struggling, he's thinking of how many times he had to watch his friends get killed because he was too weak or he was a liability. How many times he had to be bailed out. He's thinking of how Goku's always been able to do anything he sets his mind to, so when it was his time to transform, he was ready.
He just did it.
And he almost gives up on himself like, I'm not built like
He's like,
that.
"I'm cooked."
But he snaps out of it because there's no other choice. I'm not going out like that again. I have to be that guy. He transforms and bounces back the Kamehameha. And Goku's so proud of him, thinking, wow, my son is a...
This is technically the first instance of Super Saiyan 3. If you really think about it. Also, do you think he didn't stay transformed because he had too much hair?
Same kind of thing Gohan said when Goku first transformed, by the way. Bro, the dialogue, the music, the storytelling, the passion. This is Dragon Ball. And one of the things that, as much as I
bro, that
like
stuff's
Super,
gotta
and
go.
I do, it's missing some of this. And you know it is.
There is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no fucking mindset.
Now they can really spar a lot more seriously. Goku's still far above him, but he's improving so much so fast.
Lucky
He's
tough.
getting better at controlling his energy. He's a lot more focused, and you really just see him maturing as a fighter. This is not the same guy that walked through those doors, I don't even know how long ago at this point. They're gonna do a King Kai-esque training session here where Gohan's gonna try and catch Goku, kind of like the Bubbles training, but this one's more hide and seek, probably to drill sensing your opponent's.
No. I got a confession since we're like halfway through the video. I've never actually seen Dragon Ball all the way up to this point. I watched Dragon Ball Z Kai, and even at that, I really only watched the Namek Saga. I didn't get all the way through it, so this is like a little new to me, not gonna lie to you. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest.
Goku, unable to hide from Gohan, is getting pushed back with Ki Blast and distracted enough for him to pull up and catch him. Simple. Time for a quick break, and I can't reiterate how many times Goku drilled the point of taking breaks. The next training session we see is basically a litmus test for Gohan. Goku wanted to see where he was at with the Super Saiyan form while he was still fresh. The young Saiyan transforms, but it's still labored. He's even thinking of how he's gotta focus his emotions better and that this has to get easier. It was a huge clue for the route that their training is gonna take next. Anyways, Goku's watching his son shadow box and he's super impressed with the progress. Then he lets him just ride out and do his thing. For days apparently he was watching him. That's because he's been trying to figure out how to ascend, and he did. Gohan, watch me.
Check this out, Gohan. Check. I said my line delivery was
He's to
wrong.
the next
I'm not
level,
gonna say it again.
and he's like, I could go one step further if I wanted to. Gohan is 100% sure he can beat Cell now, that nobody can beat his father when he's like this. But Goku immediately sees the flaw with the form before he even throws a single punch. It's at this point of the story where Trunks is getting cooked by Cell, who's exposing the weakness of grade 3. It's too slow, and it takes up way too much energy to start and sustain. Goku throws the transformation in the bin and reaches an epiphany here. Even the base Super Saiyan form takes his fair share of effort, and they can't afford to waste that energy. But at the same time, they need the Super Saiyan power, so they've got to get to a point where being a Super Saiyan feels completely natural.
The manga-
He tells Gohan to try being a Super Saiyan.
I mean, it makes ow. I pulled out a strand of my hair. I think it makes sense that the manga looks better because it's just a still image and it's not moving, but it just looks better, you know?
That they're going to slow down training to a place where they can sustain it and then just keep building up from there. You know, as simple as this sounds, it was probably so counterintuitive because of the intensity it took to get the transformation. Also, you probably feel a spike of adrenaline, testosterone, whatever each time you transform. That's going to make you naturally gravitate towards high intensity. What Goku's doing here would be like if you took a pre-workout, drink coffee, I don't know, amped yourself up, got all hyped for a training session, just to end up going on a walk or doing some zone 2 cardio. It's just not what you naturally think of. So yeah, dialing it back and trying to make Super Saiyan feel like a baseline, as simple as it is, was actually pretty brilliant, I'm not gonna lie. Here's a pretty light spar from the two of them, for DBZ standards at least. Goku just catching and parrying these shots from Gohan, but he's not going to have the luxury of just staying defensive the next time we see them train. This next session must have been weeks or months later, because all of that dialing it back, yeah, we don't see any of that. Matter of fact, their intensity is ramped up now more than ever. And you see how far Gohan's come. He's pushing his father really hard, but it ultimately ends with Goku carrying an unconscious, beaten up Gohan while bro doesn't have a scratch
I was about to say, that's
on him.
crazy.
I think at this point, Goku must have mastered the Super
Ugh.
because how are you looking this crispy after such an session? Gohan's feeling guilty for making them have to cut their training a little short for the day.
Why does Goku
but
look
Goku's
so
like,
chopped?
Man,
Why
don't
is his
even
eyes
worry
so
about
falling
it.
apart?
You're an animal. Let's get something to eat. See how every time Gohan is on that self-sabotage, Goku just immediately has a way of bringing him back. And some of you say he's not a good father. Come on, bro. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, you know what? Not gonna lie, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Then we see Gohan training his ki blast, but it's actually just him having a bad fever dream where Chi-Chi goes into the time chamber trying to force him back into studying. And look at Piccolo with the insecure body language. Hell no. Cell appears and Chi-Chi gets clapped. Insecure Piccolo gets clapped too before Gohan wakes up kicking and screaming. Goku calms him down, tells him he was just breaking a fever, and they continue their training the next day, business as usual. Now for the final clip we see of them in the time chamber, it was actually through a flashback during the cell fight. Goku and Gohan are having a heated sparring session and they're both just wiped out and beat up. Gohan has no quit in him and he's throwing a massive flurry that Goku's blocking, but this huge body kick lands that stuns him. He counters with a head kick up top that drops his son badly and takes him out of Super Saiyan. But he refuses to give up, even when he has nothing left to give. Goku's like, let's call it a day, son. We've practiced for 20 hours straight already.
It's tragic.
He's walking away, but Gohan is not having it. He says, wait, let's keep going.
So where do you think you're going,
And when Goku
pal?
turns around, he sees that his son is actually a filthy, snarling, junkyard dog in disguise. Bro, look at him. He actually loves it. Nobody's forcing him to do this. Matter of fact, Goku's been having to
He's just a
dial him back
freak.
this whole time. And I can't think of a better way to segue into the merch than this.
Also, mind you, people say that Gohan sucks. He doesn't want to train. He doesn't like fighting. Notice how every single time or every instance there's a character being drunk off of power or getting that cockiness. Vegeta, you could say maybe Vegeta doesn't count. Okay, Vegeta's always cocky, right? Goku, you could say maybe Goku during the Frieza fight. But I don't think that one really counts either, because that one just doesn't seem the same as every single time Gohan gets a power up or he transforms to the point where now he's just smug all the time. He's always Super Saiyan 2, Ultimate Gohan, and even Gohan Beast a little bit. You can even see that cockiness smirk with him too. Gohan is really a dog, bro.
Our dog shirts for such a long time, and here they finally are. You know it's clean. You've also been asking for tank tops. Here you go. But we also have muscle tanks. And we got oversized t-shirts, which these are personally my favorite. The design is already clean, but these come with the little signature on the back that just gives it that extra flavor. Stop it. Let's get back to the video. Gohan actually turns Super Saiyan 2 for the first time for a split second before collapsing from exhaustion. And Goku already came into the time chamber with hopes of his son surpassing him, but when he saw that, oh, he knew Cell was finished. But he was still doing too much for the Cell games, I'm not gonna lie. On the outside of the time chamber, there's still 3 hours left until they complete their training, so the Z Fighters were super taken aback when they suddenly felt their energy. The two Saiyans left the chamber having only trained 319 out of the 365 days they were expected to be in there for. I really think they were starting to plateau, and Goku wanted them to leave while they were at their peak. Yeah, maybe they could have squeezed some more juice out of the lemon, but it might have come at a cost, especially to Gohan being so young. And this was always one of my favorite scenes in the show, just seeing them come out so casually but so different. And just like how before they went into the chamber, Goku needed to chow down, it was the same thing when they left. Remember, Gohan was embarrassed before, but now he's scarfing the food down just like his father. And he's happy, look at him. That's that influence, he's becoming more like his dad. And you want to know why he fell off his training during those next 7 years? He didn't have his dad in his life anymore, no more guidance. He was in the #1 spot too young and he wasn't ready for it. He was even in an environment that punished even the thought of training.
But he wanted to be a scholar. You're just an idiot. Don't you even read the manga? You're just...
What, you think I don't know that? That's a big part.
People act like you can't have two interests at the same time. My grades are amazing and I love going to the gym. But like,
Some of you guys will take it and throw away everything else you saw that conflicted with it. Me personally, I'm looking at it from multiple different angles.
Literally.
Maybe I make a more in-depth video on this in the future because I got a lot to say about the topic. But anyways, this might be my favorite training in the show because it had that OG Turtle Hermit mentality, but it combined it with the high stakes, body breaking DBZ style training. Goku took everything he learned throughout his fighting career and condensed it into this one camp so he could pass the torch to his son. It's beautiful. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop that like and subscribe if you
you
haven't.
know, for sure. We're gonna call that an episode. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Okay. Toad's kind of out the frame now. Actually, no, he's not. Peepity hoppity hoo. Peepity hoppity boo. You just watched Data Productions. Toad, sit up. You got a job to do. Hey, sit. Oh no. That's a guaranteed day for you. Peace out, everybody. Toad, if you ever do that again,